My name is Phil Squair, and I'm with the National Propane Gas Association. We're an advocacy and educational organization with members across the United States. I'm back again here in Watkins Glen to speak in favor of the Finger Lakes project. New York has nearly 250,000 citizens who use this clean fuel, and they use it in a wide variety of ways. You already know that propane is mostly used for winter heating in people's furnaces, but other common and important uses are in backyard grills, water heaters, cooktops, and increasingly as a clean alternative fuel to gasoline and diesel in motor vehicles and in forklifts. We're also seeing significant growth in the use of propane in the organic farming sector, where elimination of the use of pesticides and other chemicals is a critical component of that business. New York ranks number 4 in the nation in the number of organic farms according to the United States Department of Agriculture, and number 7 in the nation in total organic farm sales. New York is the 11th largest propane consuming state in the country. But total demand for propane in the state far outstrips local supplies, so the state is highly dependent on imports from outside the state. New York is at the tail end of the TEPCO pipeline, which runs up from Texas. Propane also gets here by truck, by rail car, from Canada, from the Midwest, from the Gulf Coast, from pretty far away. Propane can also get here by waterborne ship, and the terminals are in Rhode Island and New Hampshire. As recently as the winter of 2008 and 9, we saw propane supply disruptions to states in the Northeast. Local propane marketers in the area were forced to truck propane supplies in from the Midwest and from the Gulf Coast. The outcome of this was temporary outages for some dealers and a rise in prices for their customers. Similarly, in other winters, extended severe cold weather leads to rapid drawdowns of local propane supplies, which can result in temporary outages again, and other logistical problems that trigger increases in prices. Having an additional secure supply source in New York, such as the Finger Lakes site, will help ensure that supply lines that are broken during the winter don't cause local shortages. In recent years, we have seen any number of problems in the supply chain, ranging from pipeline shutdowns, to rail labor strikes in Canada, to ships not coming in from overseas. This over-reliance on imports into the state only serves to inconvenience or harm New Yorkers and their families. I believe that the Finger Lakes project is a responsible project to make sure that future outages can't occur. The key is to diversify the area's supply of propane so that consumers can be served in the winter. Propane is typically stored at a retailer's site before being delivered to the ultimate end user. At last count, there were 169 propane storage sites throughout the state, operated by 101 different companies. Only 2 of these companies operate more than 10 sites, and 76 of the companies have only a single facility. These are by and large small companies that compete against one another on a fairly local fashion. The Finger Lakes facility will be regulated to a degree nearly unheard of by these other retail propane storage sites. It's going to be covered by EPA's risk management program rules that require detailed plans to guard against incidents with off-site consequences. The site will also be covered by OSHA's process safety management standards that protect workers at the site itself. Let me wrap up by saying that the mix of fuels used in New York is changing dramatically, and many users of fuel oil are shifting to cleaner burning propane. It's cleaner in the house, and it's cleaner when it's used. If we're going to increase the number of families that use propane instead of fuel oil, which is happening right now, we need to be able to store enough supplies locally so that these new customers can be served. It's really important that this project is built so that propane can be delivered to customers and families as reliably and as efficiently as possible. Thanks for hearing me out.